Hello, everyone. My name is Jeanette Grand. I am Director of Marketing here at Journyx and will be your moderator today. Thanks so much for joining the webinar, another tool in your toolbox, time and attendance for payroll. With me today is Andrew DeBurrow. He is Sales Executive here for the Journyx CX product. And if you want to go to the next slide, Andrew, we'll be just running through the presentation. So ask questions as they come to mind. That way we can make sure that we get your questions answered. We will answer them after the presentation, and we're recording this, and we'll share it with you following the session, probably within the next 24 hours or so. So if you missed something, don't worry about it. You'll get a copy of the recording in your inbox. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Andrew.
Thanks, Jeanette. Andrew DeBurrow here with Journyx. I focus on the time and attendance line of business, our CX product. And if you're not familiar with Journyx, or even if you are, a little bit about us. We are headquartered in Austin, Texas. We have over 500 customers across 82 countries, well known for our AWS services and the fact that we utilize our system in the cloud. We have really almost 30 years of experience at this point, helping companies track project time, time to payroll, and HR-related time data. And with this, we also do have an extensive knowledge of integrations with top ERP and payroll providers. What about Journyx sets us apart? And these are really our strategic anchors that we firmly believe are what allow us to be a great partner and provider, not just to customers, but the partner experience as well. We firmly believe in easiest and best implementations and integrations. We strongly believe in our user experience. We want to make it easy to do business with us. And then we also believe that there's a provably distinct high ROI with our platform. We're more than just a software provider. We really do prioritize customer and partner support, service, and security, whether that's some of our things like customer satisfaction, as you see a CSAT score there for 2023 at 99%. We have SOC compliance. System pretty much is up and running as it should be at all times. So that way customers can go about using the system and not have to worry about any outages. Some of our product offerings include our Journyx CX platform, which is our project time tracking solution for project cost accounting and client billing. We also have our JX and PX product, which is the project resource capacity planning, as well as cost forecasting and billable utilization. And what we're going to focus on today is our CX time and attendance for payroll. So a little bit about our CX platform. We will have real-time visibility for employees clocking in and out. We have the ability to track and manage paid time off, as well as put in for requests, and all that can be monitored by managers and supervisors. We'll look at a few different dashboards that we have available within the system, as well as reporting capabilities. We really offer a few different scheduling solutions, whether that's your basic employee scheduling, all the way to advanced, more detailed scheduling components for things like shift rotations or rostering. We have the ability to utilize time clocks, web entry, a mobile app, as well as IVR, which is basically a plain old telephone that people can utilize to call and clock in and clock out. We do integrate with top payroll providers as well as ERP solutions. Our mobile app is also configured such that you can have geo-tagging or geo-fencing to restrict or limit where employees are allowed to utilize the device. Time data collection tools, as mentioned, physical time clocks, a very popular model still to this day. We're looking at our GT450 and GT550 time clocks. These can be as basic as pin entry. They can have pin, barcode, facial, badge, whether that's a proximity badge as well. And some of the nice functionality that we have within the time clocks is the ability to utilize the devices in an offline capacity. So if there's, for some reason, that the internet goes down, the clocks can still store those transactions and employees can still clock in and clock out, and the device will store those transactions. And once that connection is restored, all time transactions that are in the device will be sent up as if they took place at the time of the occurrence. Our mobile app has similar capabilities. So if you're utilizing our mobile app and there's no cellular or Wi-Fi coverage, employees can still use the device. You can also have them restricted to the geofence, so people aren't going to be allowed to use that device outside of that area. We also have our web clock based desktop use as well. And those are all configured. So it could be anything from clocking in and out, break starts and stops. We can have the ability to view pay period hours, our time off balance, as well as put in requests. And as mentioned, we also do offer IVR, which is a telephone technology where employees can call either a local or toll-free number and go through a prompting sequence to be able to clock in and clock out for their day. And one of the things that we believe sets us apart is we do offer clocks as a service. So basically what this is, customers are going to be buying into the clocks as a service program. And basically you're buying into that for the life of the device. So if there's any issues with the device, you contact us and we're basically going to provide them with a whole new functioning device within a 24-hour business day, hot swap. A little bit about the software. So as mentioned, we have real-time tracking, and on this particular screen, this is the in-out view. We can see a combination of employees who are clocked in, those that are green, those that are on break that are yellow, as well as employees that are not currently here, and those are in red. All of this information can be filtered by what we call in this particular screen group, department, and position. So if you have multiple groups, you can narrow that down. Same with departments and positions. You can do an employee lookup for those employees by their last name, first name, or just some portion of their name. All of the information here is also going to be tracked for historical purposes. So if you need to go back a week in time or a month in time, we're still going to have that information stored within this particular screen. Another dashboard that we offer is the breakdown. So from this screen here, we can see how much time is being spent from one group to the other, the different departments that employees are working in and their time that's being spent in those departments, as well as the positions and the jobs that people are working on throughout the pay period. Within this screen, it's also interactive, so you could drill down to a particular day. So if we see that there's some dark red, we could look at that and it would tell us things like employees that are absent, or we could see people that are coming in late or leaving early. This too can be filtered by various groups, departments, and positions, and we can look at the time historically. We get over to pending requests now, and the user is going to be identifying requests that have been submitted, when were they submitted, and when are they looking to take time off. So we can track in our system the information that is available in terms of floating holidays, PTO, sick, all configurable by the customer. And then we can see how much is available to be used. And then when those requests are submitted, we'll see basically an out of office calendar view. So I can determine whether or not I've already approved other time off and whether or not I should go ahead and approve or deny those requests for employee to be out of office. We can also add a note when approving or denying a request. So that way, as an employee, I can basically receive notification. If my time is denied, I can be informed as to why I did not get that time off. The time approval and overview process is going to go through and basically highlight employees with hours that need to be approved, as well as anything that gets highlighted in red. We will know whether or not they have time that needs to be adjusted. So in this case, we can see an example of an open punch because the employee did clock in, but they failed to clock out. We've obviously highlighted that in red because there's no stop time for that particular day. And then we can just simply drill into that time record for that day and modify that so that we can then correctly end their working hours for the day and approve the time that they've worked. Additionally, as time off gets approved, we can see there's a future time off request for that Friday. That'll get added to the employee's time card as well. We can also drill down to time exceptions. So exceptions are going to be based really on a number of things within the system. Whether there's an employee that is on a schedule, we can see if they're coming in late, leaving early. We can determine if they're absent or if they still have open punches. There are a few different ways that you can look at an employee's time card. So we can see here a list of employees that I manage, as well as the time record for this particular employee, Austin Wright. In this view, we are looking at the day view for the pay period. We can see the employee's time for when they clocked in, they clocked out, as well as all their regular and overtime. Perhaps there might be multiple overtime types. Break time, if there's PTO or holidays, all that will be tracked in the employee screen here. We can also have the ability to see our approvals. If employees are approving, they can do that as well. Otherwise, it can be done by a supervisor or a manager. Another view that is available within the time card is basically a weekly view. So we can see here that this is a 2-week pay period, and we've got the time broken out for each one of the weeks. So we can see that there's time working both in the first week as well as the second week. Within the system, we have the ability to create as many schedules as are needed. So like I said, you can have pretty basic default schedules where you would put employees on a particular shift. And so we can see that this schedule is for 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. with a 12:30 to 1:30 break time for Monday through Friday. And this obviously is all configurable based on customer requirements. We can also see the employees that are assigned to this particular schedule, in this case, Jessica and Victor. Now, we also do have the ability to do pay period scheduling edits. So if we need to, we can modify any employee schedule, perhaps for one day or just for one particular pay period. And so this could be something that's changing a default group, department, or position, or the hours that the employee are going to be working for that particular pay period. We do have over 75 standard reports within the software. Any report that you generate within the system is going to be a PDF. If you're doing an export, it's going to be CSV. And like we said, those can be integrated with basically payroll providers of choice or ERP systems. And then we can obviously do things like track time by employees and the hours that they've worked throughout the pay period. A little bit about the Journyx Partner Program. Perhaps you're a partner today and are familiar with this, perhaps you're not. So we do offer a few different tiers of partner agreements, the simplest being our associate partnership, where typically you're getting a 10% commission on year 1 revenue. We do also have a value-added partnership. So obviously this involves more from a partner. We're doing less, the partner is doing more. And we do also offer a white label partnership. So you can take our products and brand them as your own. And when it comes to your billing options, we certainly are flexible there. And we try to give different options for the way we can go about and implement the system, whether that's services as a service. It's going to basically allow somebody to have less expense up front and sort of paid out through the time, as well as types of implementations that we can offer. A rapid start, somebody needs to get a system up and running quickly, we can do that. typically 1 week, no integrations, or we can be a lot more phased and detailed in our approach through our Pro Start program, which is typically going to go 8 to 12 weeks and likely to include an integration. Questions and answers.
Thanks so much, Andrew. Totally appreciate it. We have got one question here so far, but if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the questions pane and I'll ask them of Andrew as we go. Let's see, here's one. I have a customer who'd be perfect for this product. How do I engage with you?
Yeah, so really the best way to go about getting in touch would be, really give us an email to sales@journyx.com. And obviously, especially when it comes to our partners, if you're an existing partner, then we're going to make sure that we have that as a registered opportunity for that particular partner. And if you're a new partner or interested in becoming a partner, obviously we're going to make sure that we get you signed up for the appropriate program and then work directly with you and perhaps your customer to get the best solution for them, whether that's this CX time and attendance product or perhaps our JX and PX offerings as well.
Awesome, thank you. Can you tell me a little bit more about the clocks as a service?
Absolutely. So clocks as a service really is another way to limit the expense that a customer is going to have to pay for a clock outright. So with clocks as a service, you're really looking at it as a minimal expense for the option to utilize the technology right away and then not have to worry about the devices long term. If they're going to have any issues, we know that they're going to be covered essentially under a warranty. And so it's really peace of mind for a customer to know that we have these clocks. They're basically warranted for the life of the program that we're subscribing to, and we can get a replacement device to us in short order.
Awesome. Unless anybody has any other questions, I think that is about it. Would you mind going to the next slide, please? So as soon as we end the webinar, you'll get a survey. Answer the questions for us. We want to continue to improve. So there are just 3 questions. Was this information helpful? What can we improve? And what else would you like to see us do in these webinars going forward? And I'll turn it back over to Andrew to wrap us up.
Yeah, thank you everybody for taking the time to tune in today and get a better understanding of our Journyx CX time and attendance for payroll. And like I said, if there are any questions or interest in understanding either an existing partnership or becoming a partner, please do contact us at sales@journyx.com.